In this lesson, we're gonna seed or generate sample products in MongoDB database and replace the backend API to MongoDB database instead of static data.js. To get the source code of this lesson, go to repository, and in the commit section, we have two commits. The first one is video 20 seed sample products, and the second one is the fix that we have made in this video. Here, you will have all the codes to convert static data to the data from MongoDB. If you are ready, let's get to code. Here is the plan to seed sample data to MongoDB database. Let's start by creating a model for product. In the backend folder, create a new folder for models, and inside that, define product model. Right-click, new file, product model.js. What we're gonna do here is to create Mongoose model. Let us start by importing Mongoose and define Mongoose schema. To do that, define product schema equal to new mongoose.schema. Mongoose.schema accepts an object as a parameter, and this object defines the fields of product. In the object, let's define the first field for the product. The first field is the name, the type is a string, and it's required, and it's unique. So it should have data because it's required, otherwise it throws an error, and it should be unique. If we want to insert duplicate name, it throws an error. Let's go for the next field. It's slug, type is a string, required, like name, it should be unique too. The next field is image of type string, and it's required, so we can have duplicate images. Next one is brand of type string. The next one is category and description of type string. The next field for the product is price. This time the type is number. Next field is content stock of type number, rating number, and num reviews number. Mongoose.schema accepts two parameters. The first parameter is the fields of the schema, and the second one is options. The options that I'm gonna use is timestamp and set it to true. By having this setting, when we create a record or a document in the product collection, automatically two new fields will be added to this fields. Created at and updated at, so we can have the last update time and the create time of each record. Good. After creating the schema, it's time to create a model based on that schema. Here is the command to do this. Define product equal to mongoose.model. The first parameter is the name of this model, and second parameter is the schema. At the end, we need to export default product like this. At this step, I'm going to seed or generate sample products in the database. To do that, go to backend folder and create a new folder named routes, because I'm going to make the APIs in the backend project modular. That's why I created a routes folder, and inside that define a new file, and the first route that I'm gonna create is seed routes.js. In the seed route, first of all, we need to import express because we're gonna create a route from express.router. Here is the command to create a route, express.router. Seed router is an object from express.router function. And like what we did for app in the server.js, I can define get API on the seed router using .get function. The first parameter is the path, and second parameter is an async function, and close this. Inside this async function, I'm going to first of all remove all previous records in the product model using await product, press tab to import product from product model, it's a mongoose model object, and call remove and pass parameter to empty object. It means that return all records inside product model. And then it's time to create new products. The product that I'm gonna add is coming from data.js. First of all, we need to import data.js and then enter this command. We call product.insertMany to insert an array of products to the product model in the database and return the created product in the created product variable. At the end, it's time to send back products to the front end using this command. At the end, we need to export default seed router. Save the file and let's use seed router in server.js. Go back to server.js and right after creating app from Express, call app.use function. The first parameter is the path of seed API and second parameter is seed router. Press tab to import it from seed routes. So when user enters /API/seed, this router will respond to it. In the seed routes, put .js after product model and go to data.js and get rid of underline ID because they are going to be assigned automatically by MongoDB. Comment it here, here for 3 and 4. Save the file. Otherwise, you will get this error for underline ID. It should be a string of 24 hex characters. After this, go to this address and press enter. Here is the result. You are getting created product and we have two new fields, the ID, which is assigned automatically for each record, and the version, and also created at and updated at. Because we are using timestamp true, we have these two new fields in each record or document in the product collection. Great, we successfully created sample products for our project, and we can go to the routes folder, create a new route named product routes.js, and then like what we did in the seed routes, import express, copy this line, paste it here, create product router. For product router, let's define the first route. It's at this address, a slash. The /API/products prefix will be added in server.js. So I'm just using a slash and it means that /API/products. In the server.js, here is the first API that I'm going to implement. The first API that we are going to implement is this async function. It returns all products using this command, await products.find, and let's import product from product model. At the end, rest.send products. So here in the server.js, instead of this, get rid of it and test and use app.use /API/products. It should be responded by product router. To get the recommendation for importing product router, go to product router and at the end export default product router and go back here to get the recommendation to import it from product routes. Save the file and it's time to move this and this. Cut them and move them to the product routes. We are going to convert them to this style. So it should be product router.get, get rid of /API/products because they are going to be added automatically here. And then for this, make the function async and replace data.products with product and change it to find one while slug equal to this. And if it does exist, return it. Otherwise, return this error. So I'm using find one from Mongoose model. For this one, replace app with product router. For data.products, replace it with product and make it find by ID. It's another function from Mongoose model, and only pass rec.params.id and then return the product. Put .js here to get rid of error. Also get rid of /API/products here. Put await before find one and find by ID because they return promise instead of real data. Because it's await, make it async. Also for find one, replace arrow function with this object a slug and put colon, and the value is the slug that user entered in the URL. Save the file and refresh, and there we are. The data here is coming from MongoDB database. To make sure that they are coming from MongoDB, open Developer Tools and go to Network. And for the first product, click Add to Cart. As you see here, the address is /API/products, and instead of one, the data here, it's an ID from MongoDB database. And we are getting the result that includes version, ID, updated at, and created at. It means that the data is coming from database. That's it about this lesson. Let's review what we did. In the data.js, we removed underline ID because they are going to be generated by MongoDB. In server.js, we created two routers for seeding sample data and products. In product model, we created a new model and a schema for the product. We created product route to put all product related API in a separate file. And also we created seed route to generate sample data. That's it about this lesson. Until next lesson, bye-bye.